Hello, fans of the simulation de le cabinet. Huh? I don't know. So this is video number 3 in a series on the Torpedo Cab M, and this is a relatively simple video, but I had to set up cameras and stuff. We're looking at the iPad app, for which I will record another beautiful loop, but this time... Oh, I'm in a cathedral. I'm having fun here. I'm gonna boost just a little bit. I'm gonna boost a tiny bit from the Borg Ecstasy Mini. We had a little bit more high gain. Now we're gonna do a little bit more low gain. Do I have single coil? Nah, I'm gonna stay here. So I'm gonna record this loop somehow around this camera here. You don't need to know any of this. If you need to know how to do any of this on the hardware, please watch video number 1. If you want to see the desktop version, which is exactly what we're looking at now, plus IR loading and some other things, please watch video number 2. If you are very, very bored, watch this one. I don't know what I'm doing. A little bit scratchy sound there, but we'll fix that. So, let me show you what you have to do in order to get the app running at all. For which you will probably like this, you don't see me. So I have my iPad Pro set up over here. Here is the app, which of course, well, let's close that and see if it works. I couldn't find it in the Bluetooth settings here until I turned the app on. So I turn the app on, it says no Torpedo connected. I'm gonna say okay. It shows you where to find this. There, now it's connecting it. Let me show you. Oh, I can't show you on the Torpedo because now it says le busy, which is French for I'm doing stuff. So yeah, you're waiting for this stuff to happen. Again, the setup, just like on the other videos, I have a pedal on the table, or actually 2, going into the 2 notes Le Clean, which is on the, guess what, Le Clean side, going with a patch cable into the good old, brand new Cab M. So here's the app. In order to get to where you need to go, you click this thing, go all the way to the right to global, enter, navigate a little bit to the right, and there's the pin code that you need to punch in when the app prompts you to do that. Technically, this app is nothing other than what the desktop version is. It's pretty much right now a direct port. However, they did change some things which I very much like the size of this text. One thing, let me see if that's better. No, still not happening. See, when I click on this arrow really quickly, it pops up, but then I click on guitar and it doesn't. I have to hold a little bit. As long as you know, that's not a problem. What am I on here? What have I? The Silver 77. Okay. I do like the open back rev. Bam, I'm on the open back rev. I can drag them around. I have a feeling that wasn't possible before. Then, of course, how do I know which mic? They're so close together. I wish this was a lot bigger here, but that's what these are for. Now, you can, of course, go through the cabs on the hardware like this. What they don't have on here, which makes sense, they don't have what is loaded on the Torpedo. It should be up here, Torpedo Computer Online. They don't have this because you don't have any cabs on your iPad. So you can only go through the ones that are right now stored in the actual hardware. Wait, I lost my open back. Here we go. It also looks like you can't buy anything here. That you do in the computer software. In order to switch between modes, we have up here, there's a little thing in the corner, and you switch to arcade mode, which is way too simple, simulation mode, and interestingly to the IR loader mode, which, haha, look at this, it's showing me the ones that are loaded into the hardware while I did the demo on the computer. Now, loading anything here from the iPad doesn't work. So it's not an IR loader as much an IR what's already on it. So you can't load IRs using the iPad. That has to happen on the desktop. Other than that, there really aren't that many differences between the different ones. So let's see with this cap what it sounds like, what I just recorded. My beautiful, beautiful piece of music crap thing. Oh, that's horrible. There was a very wrong note in there, or just out of tune. But whatever, that's, we'll go with it. I like this. I can actually mute this here. Then I don't have to stop the looper. And again, you can see it was only the one mic on. That happened probably because I went to arcade mode. Let's try this. Yes, in arcade mode, you can only have one mic. So if you change to arcade mode and come back, the second mic will be disabled. You just have to remember that that's what happens. I have my hand here the whole time. And it's great that I have a really stupid sweater on, which you can't see. That makes total sense. Sorry. So I positioned my mics just like I did in the other video. I got the levels to where it's okay. I'm not a big fan of the loft for some reason, and picked Hall A. Now this is, oh wait, haha. I'm like, I don't like it that much. It's a little bit bitey. Well, the amp isn't on, the power amp. So we can try that. And if I still have that bitey sound, I go and try to EQ it a little bit. So that's also where the lack of volume was coming from, the amp not being on. Using this, being on the go, being in a live situation or in the practice room or wherever you need to dial in anything, you get to the result really, really fast, way faster than using the actual hardware. And of course, you don't have your computer with you. I don't know if you want to play around with, let's try a different cap. I mean, let's try this here, but it's not something you would necessarily do in the practice room. So the Silver Tin, the Rand, Lux 3D. I don't know what that. Let's see what that is. Yeah, that's much more rounded off. It doesn't have those spiky high mids. Isn't it fascinating how quickly things can change around by just changing the power amp tubes or the Pentor Triad? I think you can get to a desirable and really cool result if you know a little bit of what to grab very fast with this app. This is really, really well done. I'm not the biggest fan of skipping through the caps with the left and right arrows because I don't know what's coming next. I'd rather just actually select it up here. Now let's look at quickly at the arcade version. Yep, well, so what happened here is the roundness from the ribbon went away and we only have the 57. Well, my whole sound is done. Also, the power amp is off. Yeah, that's that's okay. I could totally live with that. However, what I had in the simulation mode, I liked quite a bit more, and that's all gone now because I changed mics and all that stuff. It would be nice if there was an A/B. Nah, actually, I just wouldn't use the arcade version, to be honest. This is easy enough. Let's see what it sounds like with Glenn's 412 Coffee Lungo something with these two different mics. Yeah, that's it. And then we have presets, which apparently can be saved locally if you have that, or you just go to a different preset. Bam, British Vintage something, which is clearly in Studio something A, and it's miking in the front and the back. I'm just going to see what that sounds like. That's pretty much way better than what I had. Okay, Leslie, are you there? Back to me. Bottom line, the thing that the cab was missing, the thing that the live was missing, which is when you take it away from your computer at home, you still have a quick and easy way to program it. Now the Cab M has. The cab still doesn't, because it doesn't have Bluetooth. The live still doesn't, because it doesn't have Bluetooth. They have the same functionality now, but the one that you can just program, imagine you're like a roadie, or even Bluetooth, you're the front of house guy, and you really know the band. What I would tell them is like, I like your preset, but if I have to fiddle with it, let me do it from the board. I would have this app right next to me on the board. Instead of EQing my ass off on the console, I might just move the mic virtually a little bit to the left, which you could do in a live situation. Now that is absolutely cool, giving someone that can actually listen in front of the stage the possibility of shaping the signal where it's made and not afterwards. Changing the signal at the source is a great idea. And here it's safe, bam, there's his setup for the night. I love this idea. I love the iPad app. For me, that is essential for a tool like this, and way to go 2 notes for having done that. Well, the thing that makes me very happy is that there is an amp now, the D20 from Rev, which is showing up here, I don't know, next week or 2 weeks or whenever, which has no interface at all. It has a couple of rigs, a couple of presets on the front, and everything is controlled, guess what, with an iPad app. Very likely that iPad app, which is very cool. So I'm very... It has all that functionality built in. I'm very curious about that. My next video is dealing with the Cab M used with an actual amp. Tune in for that. Follow me, please, on all the things that are at the end. Instagram, because companies look at that. Links below, which is important. Please use them so that I can feed the animals. Thanks, Leslie, for really not doing too much in this video. And animals at the end.